Very good morning, children. Welcome to session 3, reproduction in animals. So already in our previous session, we studied about band diffusion in amoeba. Band diffusion. So already we learned the common method of reproduction in amoeba is fission, and here we call the process as a band diffusion. And even we studied about sexual reproduction, how the plants are able to reproduce sexually, mostly with the help of a male and a female parts. And even we learned about male and female flowers, how to identify male flower and female flower. And even we studied about datra floral parts. Floral means that is a flower parts like calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. And even we studied how fertilization takes place in the plants. Correct. Okay. So that's a recapitulation, and now let's come to our today's topic, male reproductive system. Whenever we take different types of animals, say for example, the cow giving birth to a calf, and she go to a lamb, and a woman to a baby. So this is quite common, and even in case of plants, seed is formed from the flower, and so whether the seed is formed only from ovary? No. Ovary means female part. Whether it is formed from only the female part or only male part? No. It is formed from the combination of both male and female. In case of plants, there's a pollen or pollen grains play a very important role. Very important role in the formation of a seed. In the same way, in animals also, male organism plays very important role in sexual reproduction. Correct. Okay. So now we are going to deal with the human male reproductive system. So when we take this male reproductive system, it is present just below the abdomen. We call this as the abdominal cavity, and below this abdominal cavity we can find the whole male reproductive system. And when we observe this male reproductive system, here we can find the three main parts. What are they means? Here can you see a pair of testes, and then here we can find the tubes. We call them as a seminal duct or a sperm duct, right? And this is the other one, there is a penis, right? So these are the three main parts. And here when we take this testes, where these testes are present means these are present in some special bag-like structures, and these bags can be called as scrotal sacs. And where they are present means outside the body. So when we take this heart, liver, lungs, all these things, where they are present inside the body. But when we take this testes, they are present outside the body. Why they are outside? Means to maintain a little bit less temperature. Inside the body we can find 37 degrees centigrade. At that high temperature, sperm production is impossible. Okay, that's why they are present outside, right? Okay, and here when we check this testes, the testes produce this male reproductive cells, and we call them as sperms. Sperms are the male gametes or male reproductive cells. Now from this testes, see this sperms enter these tubes, which can be called as a sperm duct or a seminal ducts. And from here, both these two, this is one duct and this is another one, right? So these two seminal ducts open into this structure. What is this? This is a penis, and through this penis, see this sperms are released to outside. Correct? So this is the simple structure of a male reproductive system in human beings. So where they are present? They are present below the abdominal cavity or abdomen, and here we can find the three main parts. The first one, a pair of testes, the next sperm duct, or seminal duct, and the third one, penis. So what is the function of a testis? The means to produce, yeah, sperms, male gametes. Okay, and from here the sperms enter this seminal duct, and from here it comes to this penis. And what is the function of penis? Penis is usual to release the sperms to outside. Got it, children? So this is the simple male reproductive system. Good. So this is it. And now let's come to the female reproductive system. Sorry. Now let's deal with the structure of a sperm, human sperm. When we observe this sperm is completely microscopic. Microscopic means we cannot see them. We cannot see them with our naked eyes. And here we can find four main parts. What are the means? So this portion, this is called head, the first one. And here, this is neck. The next, this is middle piece. And the next part, all this is said to be what? Tail, right? Head, already here I mentioned the names: head, neck, middle piece, and tail. What are the means? This is first one, head, the next neck, then this is middle piece, third part, and this is tail, fourth part. Good. So when we take this head is oval shaped structure. Oval means like an egg shaped structure, and over this we can find one important part that is called as a acrosome. And this is very, very important. What is the use of this? Means it is useful for the penetration of sperm. Penetration means to enter into the female gamete, that is called ovum. So for example, have you seen this nailing machine or a drilling machine? No, it is rotating very fastly, and when it is inserted into either wall or into this wooden piece, then what happens? It penetrates. Got it? In the same way, so the sperm penetrates into this ovum with help of this acrosome. Got it? So in this way, we can say acrosome plays very, very important process in a very, very important step in the fertilization process. Got it? And the next one, middle piece. Neck. Neck means just like our neck. When you take this human, sperm, the sperm appears to be like a human being. In our body also we can find head, and the next we can find what? Neck, and then see this abdomen. Abdomen means like a middle piece, and then the legs are like a tail. Got it, children? Like this. So what is the use of this neck? Means neck is usual to join head and middle piece. Got it? It is just like our neck. And then what is the third one? Middle piece. Inside this middle piece we can find some special structures. They are called mitochondria. They are mitochondria, and these mitochondria are usual to supply energy. For every cell, energy is needed to do its work, right? In the same way, so which supplies the energy to this sperm means there is a mitochondria. And what's the last one? Here at the end we can find a very long thread-like structure, and that is called as a tail, and that tail help in the swimming process. Swimming means movement of a sperm from one place to another place. That means towards the female gamete. Good. So this is the structure of this human sperm. How many parts you can find? The first one, head, the next neck, then the third one, middle piece, and the last fourth one, that's a tail. Okay, so you can imagine our picture in this sperm. Got it? So this is about the human sperm. Now let's deal with the next one, that is a female reproductive system. So when we take this female reproductive system, it is also present below this abdominal cavity, just like a male. Just like a male, it is also present below this abdominal cavity. And here also we can find the three main parts. What are they? A pair of ovaries, a pair of oviducts, and a uterus. Correct? So here, have you seen? Here we can find some green colored structures. What are they? They are ovaries. And from here, we can find a long tube like this here. Correct? So these tubes, what are these tubes? These tubes can be called as either fallopian tube or a oviduct. Oviduct. Ovi means ovum. Duct means a tube. Got it? So, and then here we can find a what? A large bag-like structure, and this bag can be called as a uterus. Uterus. And generally we call this a uterus as a womb. Got it? So these are the three main parts present in a female reproductive system. Okay, and when we take this female reproductive system, ovary, each ovary produces one ovum. Produces one ovum every month. Got it? Every month, see, this ovary releases one ovum, not both the ovaries. Okay, say for example, this month, from here, this ovary released an ovum. Okay, the next month, this one, next month, this ovary releases. So every month, only one ovum is released by female organism. Got it, children? Okay, only once a month. Okay, and when we take this ovum, so this ovum is large in size. Ovum is large in size, like this, ball-like structure, and which is covered by many layers. See, here we can find corona, radiator, and then it's zona, pellucida, right? So because of these layers, say it is very, very hard. The layers are very, very thick. And I told about this acrosome. This acrosome is useful to make a hole in this. Okay, so because of that acrosome only, so this sperm is able to enter, right? And inside we can find here, we can find some liquid. See, what is this liquid? This is called as a cytoplasm, and inside this cytoplasm we can find in the middle, we can say this nucleus. Got it? Female reproductive nucleus. Got it? It is large in size, and what is the lifetime? Means for how many hours it is able to survive, means only for the 24 hours. That means only for the one day. Even when we take this sperm also survives only for the 24 hours. Got it, children? So both sperm and the ovum, they can survive only for the one day. Got it? Then what's next one? The sperm and the ovum fuses in a fallopian tubule, right? So here, this is ovary, and the ovary releases the ovum, and from here the ovum enters what? Ovum enters this fallopian tube. Okay, and through this part, okay, like through this vagina, see this sperm center, and these sperms, they move into this way and also this way. Got it? Into this fallopian tube and this fallopian tube. Got it? Sperms are produced in millions every time. They produce in a very large number, that is 3 to 5 millions. Got it? So some they move to right side and some move to left side. Okay, and then the thing that this is ovum. Okay, ovum. Now see, these sperms, they come and fuses with this ovum. So what is the fertilization place? Means fallopian tube or the oviduct. Inside the fallopian tube, see, this fertilization occurs. Got it? Then So here, when we take this fertilization, where this fertilization is taking place? Inside the body or outside the body? Inside the female body. Inside the female body. And that's why we call this as a internal fertilization. Internal. What is meant by internal? Internal means inside. Okay. So why fertilization means? Fertilization means a fusion of a male reproductive nucleus with the female reproductive nucleus and forms zygote. Okay. So when the fertilization occurs inside the body or inside the female body, then we call that as a internal fertilization. If it occurs outside the body, then we call that as a external. Right? External means outside. So here, in which animals internal fertilization takes place means, so here insects, different types of insects like honeybees, ants, mosquitoes, cockroach, all these things. Then reptiles. Reptiles means like snakes, lizards, all these things. Then birds, different types of birds, and even mammals. What are mammals? Mammals means the animals which feed their young ones with milk. With milk. They are called mammals. And some children think that which give direct birth to the young ones, they are mammals. No, they are viviparous, not mammals. Right? Okay. Now, let's come to the next topic. Development of an embryo. Already I told you where the fertilization takes place. Fertilization takes place. So here, this is ovum. Correct? This is ovum. And here in the second picture we can find a very small structure. See here, these are the sperms. So the sperm and the ovum fuses in which part means inside is a fallopian tube, and so we call that as the fallopian tube. Right? So once the fertilization over, now we get what? You see, what is this? This is zygote. Zygote means when a male and a female reproductive nuclei fuses, we get a zygote. Now, this zygote, it moves from here towards this uterus. Towards this uterus, see this zygote moves, but very, very slowly. So here, when we take this zygote, how many cells we can find inside the zygote? Only one. Only one cell. Okay. Now, this cell undergoes what? Say for example, this is zygote. How many cells? Only one cell. Now, this cell undergoes division and forms two cells. Now, these two undergoes division and forms 8. And then 8 into 16, 8 into 32. In this way, it undergoes repeated cell divisions and finally forms a group of cells. They appear like a ball, just like a ball. Okay, and what do you call that? Means that is called a blastocyst. That is called see here we can find a blastula. Blastula, that ball is called a blastula, and those cells can be called as a blastomeres. Blastomeres, right? And now later these cells, they begin to form groups. They form into different types of groups, and these groups into tissues. Each group will develop into one particular tissue, and later each tissue into organ. In this way, we can find a special structure is formed, and that structure can be called as a embryo. That is called a embryo. Right? Now, zygote develops into embryo. Now, what happens to this embryo means this embryo, it passes. Say it passes here zygote, and this zygote, it passes through this fallopian tubule, and finally it comes and attached to the wall of uterus. Wall of uterus. And what do you call that process means? That is called implantation. Implantation. What is meant by implantation? The process of attachment of a zygote into the wall of a uterus. Wall of uterus can be called as a implantation. Okay, and this is very, very important step in pregnancy. When this implantation is not perfect, then what happens? That leads to abortions. Now and then you can say that's abortion. these abortions occur because of improper implantation, right? And later, see this embryo gradually develops body parts, different types of body parts like head, hands, legs, then heart, liver, all these things. Now that is called as a fetus. That means by 3 months, that means all the parts are formed in the baby, and from the third month, so what we call this a zygote means fetus. Now, what is the definition for a fetus means? From third month of pregnancy, the zygote is called as a fetus. Okay, and now inside this uterus, fetus is fixed, and there what means it starts growing in size up to how many days? Up to 272 to 80 days. Up to 272 to 80 days. See this fetus is going on increasing in size, growing in size. And what do you call that time period means? That time period can be called as a gestation period. And this is very, very important. So the total time period needed for the development of zygote into young man. Zygote into young men can be called as a gestation period. How much time? That is 272 to 80 days, or we can say 9 months, or 9 months. Correct? So here you have to remember how fertilization occurs. Fertilization occurs by the fusion of both male and female, or we can say mother and father. Got it, children? So this is a way how this embryo develops inside the uterus. Got it? Now here, this is a flow chart of showing the fusion of a male and a female gametes. So when we take this male animal, in the male animal, what are the reproductive organs? Reproductive organs are the testes. And when we take this female, in a female we can find the ovaries. Now testes produce sperms, and ovary produce ovum. Right? So male gamete, this is called a male gamete, and this is a female gamete, or a female reproductive cell, or a female sex cells. Right? Okay. Now this sperm and ovum fuses, join with each other and form what? And form a zygote. And later this zygote develops into a structure that is called embryo. That is embryo, and finally this embryo develops into young one. Got it, children? So this is a flow chart, and very, very important for your exams. Right? So in a male, organs are the testes, and in case of female, ovaries. And testes produce sperms, and ovary produce ovum. Now these two combine with each other and form a zygote, and a zygote develops into embryo, and the embryo into young one. Got it, children? Okay, and this is for today's session, and thank you very much.